Namaste friends, my name is Amit Garg. Welcome to my channel Vedic Astro Amit. Jupiter Guru Maharaj is going retrograde on October 9th through February 4th. It's a long retrograde phase. Now see, Jupiter is our Jiva Karaka. Jupiter is the Guru, Jiva. Jiva is our Prana Shakti. Jupiter is our essence of our being. And so you got to see exactly what's happening with Jupiter. That's very important. That affects our whole existence, who we are, our Prana Shakti. Secondly, Jupiter retrograde, this phase will bring a huge correction in the stock market. Now, what's happening is retrograde means Jupiter wants us to be more ethical, more dharmic, more sattvic. That's the essence. So all of these, financial world, investment, everything will be reassessed, realigned. See, Jupiter is growth. Okay, so now Jupiter retrograde means we cannot keep on growing haphazardly. We cannot keep on growing mindlessly. It's not about just growing your economy. What's the barometer? So when we say we're making progress as a society, people just look at the GDP or the economy. So just producing more products or material expansion doesn't mean real expansion. So Jupiter is saying, hold on, we got to put a pause on that and figure out what really means expansion. So there'll be lots of soul searching. There'll be a lot of ethical investment in big projects, sustainable development. So all of those areas will get a huge boost. So we'll be forced to align our outer goals with the inner values. So that'll lead to more authentic and sustainable growth. That is good for the triple bottom line, for the planet, for the society, and for our wallet as well. Not just the third part. Now, when a planet goes retrograde, and that's any planet, what's happening is it's putting a pause. It's saying, hold on, wherever it's sitting, it's putting a pause and saying, I forgot something. I need to go back and correct something or give you some missed opportunities from the previous sign. And so we'll see, and in the title also, in the cover also, I put, because Jupiter is going retrograde in Virgo, in Taurus. So we'll see the trines, so the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. They'll see some of the things will get, delays, or projects that were going on, they may see some obstacles or delays. So we'll see which houses those earth signs fall for each of the rising signs. So we'll discuss all the 12 signs. But at the same time, there'll be renewed blessings. There'll be, new opportunities for the previous signs. So the fire signs, the Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius will actually get a lot of blessings. If you were thinking or giving up on certain projects or things related to Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, wherever they fall in your chart, you'll actually get like surprisingly new, renewed like enthusiasm and opportunities from the past. So those will feel the positive energy. So let's get started. We'll discuss all the 12 rising signs, and then we'll discuss blessings and obstacles and remedies for each of the signs. So this is what's happening, Jupiter retrograde. And as I mentioned, this is a major shift. It's a big shift, not just because Jupiter is the slow-moving planet, it's a long transit, but because, as I mentioned, it's the Jiva Karaka. So you got to look at this transit very, very closely. So there will be challenges for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, the earth signs, because that's where Jupiter is getting retrograde in Taurus. But there'll be opportunities for fire signs and for Pisces. Pisces ruled by Jupiter. So we discussed the impact at the world level. So now we'll look at all the 12 rising signs. All right. So first of all, Aries rising. Aries, what's happening? Jupiter is going to be retrograde in your second house. Okay, so essentially what Jupiter is saying is, I want to go back from, your second house back to your first house. So basically, I forgot something. It's like I missed something. So Jupiter wants to come back to your first house. And Jupiter, so from here, let's see. these three houses will see some delays, some obstacles, or some challenges. Or you can say not so positive results for the next few months because of retrograde. So the second house, 6th house and 10th house, the Earth Trikona, will feel some pressure. At the same time, there will be new opportunities and excellent results for and blessings for these three houses. This is the trine. So the Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So basically, the first house, fifth house, and ninth house. So essentially, for Aries, this is as good as having Jupiter, Guru Maharaj, sitting on your lagna back. It's essentially coming back to your lagna. So what does that mean? So the areas that may see some issues or the setbacks are houses 2, 6, and 10. So essentially, your family wealth, you need to rethink, reevaluate your wealth. So this is the Earth Trikona, right? So for everybody, basically, this is a reset for our finances. This is a realignment for our values related to our finances. So essentially, but for Aries, this applies really powerfully because your Earth Trikona literally is activated by Jupiter's retrograde phase. So your second house is family wealth. Sixth house is your actual profession, your work, if it's like 9 to 5 job. And then 10th house is your business and name and fame. So all of those things may need to be reevaluated. There may be delays or obstacles. And then you have to figure out whether the way you earn money, essentially, it's all about, Earth Trikona, which is money, wealth, all of that. Is it ethical? Is it sustainable? Is your spiritual, are your spiritual goals and spirit, your purpose is aligned with your career or not? So essentially, this boils down to that. So this is Jupiter is giving you a second chance to essentially focus on maybe re-evaluating your career, your work, your profession, the way you earn money, but then it's giving you lots of opportunities for the Trikona, for the 1, 5, 9 houses. So first of all, it'll bring better health for you. Your health will improve. This will give you confidence, personality, self. You'll feel more connected with yourself, more expansion in who you are, basically understanding who you are. Then this will be a good period for your children, fifth house. And if you're not married, if you're looking for romantic relationships, this will be a fantastic period. In fact, this period may bring somebody from the past. So let's say you had some relationship in the past, didn't work out, but then this period will bring that person back in your life, and that could be from this life or even from past life. So this will bring some past life connections. At the same time, also, if you made some mistakes in the stock market or investments, speculative investments, that's fifth house. This is going to give you a second chance. And at the same now also ninth house will get blessings. That means a wonderful time for higher studies, a good time to work with the, learn from the gurus. And also you can yourself become a guru, or if you are a guru already or a teacher, this will be fantastic. This will give you expansion and a great opportunity to travel long distance, especially on a pilgrimage. That's the ninth house. Now, we also want to look at the nakshatra. So where Jupiter is getting retrograde. So initially, from October 9th through 28th of November. So pretty much first couple of months, Jupiter will be retrograde in Mrigashira. And then from November 28th all the way through February 4th, that phase will be in Rohini. Okay, so what does that mean? So initial couple of months until 28th of November, there will be focus on research, finding out, the searching of something. That's Mrigashira. So Jupiter in retrograde will be very deep search for something very profound. So what does that mean? In your first house, fifth house, and ninth house matters. You will be searching for the real, real meaning of those things in your life, which includes yourself, who you are. That's the first house, real meaning of your romantic relationships, real meaning of your connection with your children, what kind of parent you want to be, and then real connection with your gurus. So there'll be a lot of search, soul searching, and trying to figure out what's the best, your dharma, that's ninth house, your spiritual path, all of those. After November 28th, you'll actually see the growth, real growth in those areas. That's Rohini. So Jupiter retrograde in Rohini will actually give you expansion and nourishment. So essentially, you'll be nourishing those connections, those people in your life. So you'll be nourishing your connection with your children, with your romantic partner, with your superiors, with your father, with your gurus, and with yourself. So that those are two phases, initial couple of months. This is really interesting because once it goes retrograde, first couple of months you figure out, okay, what I need to do, what were the missed opportunities from the past. Once you figure those out by November 28th, then you'll actually work on those and nurture and grow and basically reap the rewards and enjoy. And enjoyment is one of the key things about Rohini. So that's when you'll enjoy the fruit of your labor, and you'll see the actual expansion in your first house, fifth house, and ninth house matters. Next is Taurus. Taurus rising, Taurus Lagna. For Taurus, what's happening? You see here, Jupiter will be retrograde in your first house. It's been transiting through Taurus for a while now. And Jupiter getting retrograde in Taurus means from your first house, it wants to go back to your 12th house, to the sign of Aries. And so you will see some kind of obstacles or delays or issues maybe with the first house, fifth house, and ninth house. So that's because until now, before retrograde, Jupiter was sitting here, so it was having this trinal aspect. So these houses were flourishing, or at least they would have, some things were about to manifest, but now those things will be on hold for a little bit. And then instead, you will get more blessings for the fourth house, the Moksha Trikona. Okay. Essentially, your Moksha Trikona, the fourth house, eighth house, and 12th house will get activated. And so there will be a shift basically, from your Dharma Trikona to Artha Trikona. Moksha Trikona. So you will see, maybe. First of all, the first house retrograde means you may feel kind of lost as in who you are, your purpose, why you're here, your connection with the universe. So those first house matters will actually get a bit complicated or confusing. You may not have the answers right away. Then there may be some obstacles, challenges in your romantic relationships, also with your children, or in your children's life, there may be some difficulties or obstacles. So that area needs to be looked at. And also a big caution for Taurus, not to do any speculative investments. This is a sensitive period when Jupiter going retrograde in one of the earth signs in the Dharma Trikona. So fifth house gets impacted a lot. And then at the same time, there may be some misunderstandings or miscommunication or some kind of setbacks or difficulties with respect to the ninth house matters. So with your gurus, with your father, with your sangha. So be careful about those issues. Those may surface during this retrograde phase. Instead of that, now you will actually get blessings for your Moksha Trikona. That means Moksha Trikona are the fourth house, the eighth house, and the 12th house. So those blessings mean for Jupiter, if any of your projects in the foreign country were stuck, this is the time you'll get the results. Those will move forward. A good time for foreign travel, foreign journey. A good time for retreats. And Moksha Trikona activated means huge influx of spirituality. The fourth house will give you, inner happiness. There may be expansion in your place of residence, literally buying a bigger home, or also good for investments in real estate. And then at the same time, dive deeper into some esoteric studies, studying astrology or energy healing, hypnotherapy. All of that is eighth house matters. If you never tried, just do some guided meditations on YouTube. Lots of free meditations. So dive deep into the esoteric world. That's the eighth house. You may get inheritance during this retrograde phase because eighth house is also inheritance. So this is pretty much like getting things from the past. or getting missed opportunities from the past. Then 12th house also the hidden skills. So this will actually, you will discover some of the skills that you thought you never knew you had. So you'll figure out some new skills. That's Jupiter in the 12th house. And now also let's look at the nakshatra, the period from October 9th through November 28th. That's when Jupiter will be retrograde in Mrigashira nakshatra. After November 28th, that'll be all in Rohini until February 4th. Okay, so what does that mean? So the initial couple of months, there will be a lot of research, a lot of soul searching with respect to your moksha trikona. What makes you happy, your inner happiness? What is the secret of the universe? That's the 8th house, all the esoteric stuff. And then the astral travel, past life regression, ancestors, all that is 12th house. So you'll be doing either a lot of studies or deep meditation, or just trying to figure out what's the right path, what's the right meditation for me, what's the right field for me, or how do you figure out who you are, what's your purpose, what gives you happiness, all of that. Then after November 28th, that's when you'll actually see the growth and the results and positive blessings of these houses. You will discover that this is the right path, this is the right kind of meditation, this is the right modality. Ayurveda or Jyotish or anything, all the esoteric subjects, and then also really what makes you happy. So you'll feel very happy by the end of this transit. You'll feel grounded spiritually. You'll be very, you'll make a lot of progress spiritually. So all those will be until 4th of February. Next is Gemini Lagna for Gemini rising sign. So what we see here is, as you can see, Jupiter has been in your 12th house. That's a sign of Taurus, and from the 12th house, it wants to go back to your 11th house. So retrograde in 12th house means the planets wants to go back to the previous house. So you see here, this is 12th house, that is Taurus, and 11th house is Aries. That's where Jupiter wants to go. So what will happen is, basically, you'll see some delays, some obstacles, some issues regarding these three houses. And at the same time, there will be great renewed opportunities for these three houses, 3, 7, and 11. So let's discuss what that means. First of all, if you have any foreign projects, those may have a delay. There may be a delay in getting the project or finalizing. And then if you were traveling abroad or planning to, be careful. There may be some confusion. You may not get results as expected, or the progress. Same thing with the 4th house. Not a great time to buy new house or venture into real estate. Same thing, you may have some issues in inheritance or shared wealth. Those areas could give you some obstacles, and this is not a great time to start any new things in those areas. But also, the existing projects you may see a delay, or some unknown, all of a sudden, some obstacles. And also, all the people associated with these houses. For example, 4th house, you may see difficulty, maybe your mother's health or your connection with your mother. And so those, and then also 12th house, like your connection with the foreigners, foreign people may act. So be careful dealing with the foreign people during this transit. And then it's going to the 11th house, right? So essentially, this trine, your Kama Trikona is activated, will give you really good blessings, missed opportunities from the past. So one is, will improve your relationships a lot. This is a perfect time to develop one-on-one partnerships. That is 7th house. Secondly, develop your social network presence. That's the 11th house. That's what Jupiter is telling you. Hey, maybe you started getting on social media. Maybe you started your network or channel or something. Now is the time to finish that or grow that. Jupiter is growth. Same thing, and also will be a much better time for your siblings, both younger siblings, that's 3rd house, and older siblings, 11th house. You'll get blessings in those areas. And then your desires will be fulfilled. That's the 11th house. It'll give you a lot of blessings. An amazing time. See, 3, 7, 11. they're all about connection with other people. So third house is networking, short distance travels within the city, going to the fairs or doing things with other people. And so that's all activity. So third house will give you blessings, all forms of communication. Seventh house is, one-on-one partnerships and other people. And then 11th is, of course, all the reaching out to people, to the masses, social media, all of that will be really powerful. So great opportunities in those areas. Now, there's a phase, initially a couple of months from October 9th through November 28th, Jupiter will be retrograde in Mrigashira. Mrigashira is all about searching, find research. So you'll be doing a lot of research as in how to manifest things around these areas with your communication, with your partner, with your business partner, or how to manifest your desires, how to connect to people on social media. But then after November 21st, that will be the phase of real growth. You'll feel those areas are nourishing, nurturing, and giving you actual real positive results in those areas. Next is the sign of Cancer rising sign. Cancer rising, Cancer Lagna, Cancer ascendant. And so for Cancer, Jupiter has been transiting through your 11th house. And that's the sign of Taurus. And so from Taurus, basically, Jupiter wants to go back one sign. That's the meaning of retrograde. So it wants to go back to your 10th house. 10th house is Aries. Okay, so what does that mean? Now, that means you may see obstacles or delays, and I'll explain in your Kama Trikona. So your third house, seventh house, and 11th house may see some delays and obstacles. At the same time, you'll see renewed opportunities and renewed blessings for your Artha Trikona, to second house, sixth house, and your 10th house. So you will get a lot of opportunities that you were not expecting regarding these houses. So this is the time period during this retrograde phase. First of all, your connection relationship with your siblings may suffer a lot. That's your younger siblings' third house and older siblings' 11th house. Secondly, you got to be very careful with your relationships, one-on-one partnerships. That's both personal and business. There is a possibility of miscommunication, misunderstandings. So those areas may suffer a little bit. And then you're sort of, in a way, there could be like a hold on your financial gains, on your income. Literally, so what this is happening is, of all the 12 signs I've discussed in the intro section also, about the energy of this transit, about financial aspect, stock market correction possibly. For Cancer, this is very, very critical that they need to reevaluate their profession. See, Jupiter was in Aries, that's your 10th house. Then it went to Taurus, that's your 11th house. So it was giving you blessings, maybe expansion in your wealth was about to happen. But all of a sudden now, what's happening? It went retrograde. That means Jupiter noticed some things that may not be in alignment with your higher purpose, with your ultimate goal. So this is a time for re-evaluation. Is your career in alignment with your spiritual path, with your spiritual growth? If not, then there will be difficulties. So that's what Jupiter is trying to make sure, is that it will give you a lot of opportunities, missed opportunities, or chances to correct any mistakes or any issues or any problems in your career from the past. And then be on the right track, be very dharmic and sattvic and honest about your business, about your profession. This whole thing is revolving around your, Artha Trikona, which is, it's going to give you opportunities for family wealth, that's second house, about your job, that's sixth house, about your profession or business, that's 10th house. So it's there, it wants to give you a lot of opportunities, especially from the past. So let's say things didn't work out in the past, now try again, and you have a second chance. And then also, with respect to your health, sixth house areas will improve. That's your health or any acute diseases. You'll see a lot of relief in any acute diseases. And also a good time to fight the enemies, inner enemies, possibly. That's your sixth house. And another thing to keep in mind is that Be careful with your social media presence, how you present yourself. That's the 11th house. There could be misunderstandings. So now discussing the nakshatra. Jupiter will be in Mrigashira from October 9th through November 28th. That's the retrograde phase in Mrigashira. And from November 28th through the end of this retrograde phase, that's the 4th of February, it'll be in Rohini. So initial phase, initial couple of months until November 28th, you'll see that there will be a lot of soul searching, a lot of research, a lot of trying to find the answers related to your Earth Trikona, especially your finances, your wealth, your resources, your job, your profession. So all that focus will be trying to maybe you're you're going to change your jobs, your profession for something that's more ethical, more sustainable, more dharmic, more sattvic, or within your job, within your current profession, you are trying to find ways of being more ethical and more dharmic. So that search is going to be there. First couple of months. After November 20th, actually, you'll see the results. You'll see expansion in those areas. You'll see expansion in your job, in your profession, expansion in your family wealth as well. Your accumulated resources will show a lot of expansion. So that's the timeline. Next is Leo rising, Leo Lagna, Leo ascendant. So Jupiter has been transiting through your 10th house for Leo. And from 10th house now, Jupiter will be retrograde in the sign of Taurus, and it wants to go back to the previous sign, previous house, right? So that's what's happening. So basically, Jupiter wants to go back from your 10th house to the 9th house. So that means Jupiter had some unfinished business in the previous house. And then from here, it has a trinal aspect. So these houses, the original houses where Jupiter is sitting, where Jupiter is going retrograde, will actually see some obstacles, some delays. So your Artha Trikona means the money houses, the second house, sixth house, and 10th house. That's the foundation. That's the solid, solid foundation. So those areas may suffer, and we'll discuss what those areas are. At the same time, your Dharma Trikona is completely activated. It's going to give you a lot of blessings and positive results. So let's look at that. So first of all, there could be delays or obstacles in your career. There could be a lot of soul searching in your career. That's Jupiter retrograde in the 10th house. So be careful. There may be some delays or obstacles, but also things may be bothering you from the past. Same thing with the family wealth, that's sixth house, second house, and then your job or profession. If you have a 9 to 5 kind of a job, that is sixth house. So there may be some misunderstandings, some issues, some obstacles in your profession, in your work, and in the way you earn money, earn wealth, and accumulate wealth. So that's all, both second house and 10th house. And so those are the areas of caution, and do not stay very calm at your work. Okay, and then now, but at the same time, this will give you fantastic opportunities and some opportunities you may have missed in the past. Actually, this is going to be like a second chance for the areas represented by the first house, which is Leo, the 5th house, which is Sagittarius, and 9th house, which is Aries. So these areas will blossom. First of all, you will discover this is essentially, if Jupiter sits in the 9th house, it's giving aspect to your Lagna. So this lifts up the whole chart. You'll discover who you are. You'll be on this quest of, who am I? What's my connection? Your personality, your self confidence, all of that will improve, will expand. That's the first house. 5th house, your children, connection with your children, or the life of your children will have a lot of expansion. This will be good for romantic relationships. This will be also good for speculative investments. And then also your connection with your gurus, with your Sangha will be better, and excellent opportunity or window to register for some higher level courses, higher studies, but also maybe spiritual subjects as well. Going to the temples is an excellent remedy for you that will completely activate your 9th house. Just go and sit in the temple. That is number one remedy for you. Okay, so that's what's happening now. We'll discuss the nakshatra also. So initial phase, initial couple of months from October 9th through 28th of November, Jupiter will be in Mrigashira nakshatra. After 28th of November, it'll be retrograde in Rohini. So first couple of months until November 28th, you'll be doing a lot of soul search, a lot of research into these areas, first house, fifth house, and ninth house, something related with your children, with your father, with yourself. That's the 159. Something related with your romantic relationships or your higher purpose. So all of those will be you'll be researching a lot, trying to figure out what's the right way to do or right path. After November 28th, there'll be actual growth in these areas. You'll see the results. You'll see better opportunities in these areas. So you'll see the fruit of your labor, of your hard work. So that's the timeline. Next is Virgo rising, Virgo Lagna, Virgo ascendant. For Virgo, what's happening? Jupiter will be retrograde. So Jupiter has been in your ninth house. Jupiter has been in Taurus in your ninth house. And so from there, Jupiter wants to go back to the previous sign, previous house. So Jupiter is saying, it has some unfinished business in the previous sign, which is your eighth house. And so that means you may see certain obstacles or delays in your Dharma Trikona. So in your first house, fifth house, and ninth house matters, you may actually see some difficulties. So we'll discuss that. And then at the same time, you'll get real blessings and expansion and new opportunities in your Moksha Trikona. That's the fourth house, eighth house, and 12th house. So that's the full picture. So first of all, so you may see some issues, some challenges with your with your children, some with your connection with your children, or some delays with your father, with yourself. So those areas may suffer a little bit. And also because Ketu has been transiting in the Lagna, so there could be renewed focus on deep spirituality. But if there were some projects or things you've been doing with your children or with your gurus or with yourself, like self-development, your personality, those may be on hold. So there may not be any new big projects or initiatives in those areas. Little setbacks may be there. At the same time, you'll have huge blessings for the Moksha Trikona, that is a fourth house, eighth house, and 12th house. So you will discover the secrets of the universe. That's eighth house. That's literally where Jupiter wants to go. And then because of the trinal aspects, you'll discover your hidden skills. That is 12th house. You'll discover what makes you happiness. That's your fourth house. And also good time for foreign travel, for discovering some new projects in the foreign countries, and going on a retreat. That's 12th house. Expansion of your residence, buying a bigger home or real estate, or inherit. You may get a lot of inheritance. You may get money from shared resources, that is maybe from your spouse, and then also sudden influx of money from other sources is possible. And now at the same time, so this will make either your children or your connection with your children very, very spiritual. This will make you really reevaluate your dharma, your spiritual path. That is the ninth house. So that's what's happening now. In terms of nakshatra also, so there is two phases. One is from October 9th through November 28th. That's when Jupiter will be in Mrigashira, retrograde in Mrigashira. After November 28th, through the end of this retrograde phase, that is 4th of February next year, Jupiter will be in Rohini Nakshatra throughout the rest of this transit. So what does that mean? Initial couple of months until 28th of November, you may still be searching. You may be doing a lot of research. You may be doing a lot of soul searching. And then about these areas, regarding these areas, your Moksha Trikona, about your place in the universe, hidden secrets of the universe, astral travel, inner happiness, what makes you happy. So you'll be on a quest. That's Mrigashira. After that, you'll have growth and opportunities and enjoyment in those areas. There'll be a lot of nourishment. So you'll see much better and practical and real growth and results regarding those three houses. So that's what's happening for Virgo. Next is Libra rising, Libra ascendant, Libra Lagna. For Libra, Jupiter has been transiting through your 8th house in the sign of Taurus. And now with retrograde means Jupiter wants to go back to your 7th house to finish some unfinished business. And that's what's happening. Now, with that means Jupiter may give you some kind of obstacles or issues or challenges or delays with respect to your moksha trikona, that is the 4th house, 8th house, and the 12th house. At the same time, you'll have a lot of new opportunities in your for your Kama Trikona. That's the 3rd house, 7th house, and 11th house you see here. So that's what's happening. So that means, first of all, your home, that's 4th house, your inner happiness, your deep spiritual work, your connection with the universe, and your inheritance, those areas may see some setbacks or delays or issues. You may also have some setbacks in the shared resources. Also not that great a time period for foreign travel. Be careful because 12th house is being affected. And so if you had any projects or plans or things developing regarding these areas, 4th house, 8th house, 12th house, those may need to be re-evaluated. Those may face some delays or obstacles, and you may not have huge opportunities for any new projects or new growth in those areas. That's because Jupiter's focus is shifting from your 8th house to the 7th house. So it's shifting and it wants to give you blessings for your 3rd house, 7th house, and 11th house. So this will be a much better period for your siblings, for your connection with your siblings also. That's both older siblings and younger siblings. This is fantastic period for you to network, communicate, go on the social media for your partnership, growth in your partnerships, growth in your one-on-one connection with other people. Your written communications, reaching out to the masses, social media, all of those will flourish. Amazing time to just be very social. Okay. This may also be a period of fulfillment of your desires. That's the 11th house. Your income sources may improve. That's all the 11th house matters. Now, in terms of nakshatra, first couple of months from October 9th through November 28th, Jupiter will be in Mrigashira. And from November 28th through the end of this transit, that is February 4th, Jupiter will be entirely in Rohini. So what does that mean? So until November 28th, you'll still be searching. There'll be a lot of research. There'll be a lot of soul searching with respect to your Kama Trikona 3rd house, 7th house, and 11th house. That means immediately you won't feel the blessings. You won't get all those expansion in those areas. You'll have to do a lot of research first and soul searching until November 28th. And then after November 28th, you will actually see the expansion, the growth. That's Rohini. Jupiter, of course, represents growth, but Jupiter in Rohini is abundance and expansion and good things. So that will give you the actual real results regarding your 3rd, 7th, and 11th houses after November 28th through February 4th. That's when Jupiter is in Rohini. Next is Scorpio rising, Scorpio Lagna, Scorpio ascendant, Vrishchika Rashi, Vrishchika Lagna. So for Vrishchika, Scorpio, Jupiter has been transiting through your 7th house. That's a sign of Taurus for a while now. And now with the retrograde phase, Jupiter wants to go back to the previous sign, previous house. So Jupiter is saying, hey, I forgot something in the past, in the previous sign. So let me give you results and blessings and abundance and growth for that area of life. And now this transit starts October 9th, but I'm making this video well in advance so that you can make preparations and do some things around those areas. So that means there could be some setbacks or delays or issues regarding your 3rd house, 7th house, and 11th house. That's because, see, Jupiter has been sitting here in your 7th house, so you may and it was about to give you, or it has been giving you expansion, abundance, growth, and blessings in your Kama Trikona, that is in your 3rd house matters, 7th house matters, and 11th house matters. Now, because Jupiter is literally, you can say, kind of going, sitting, just getting up and going back. And so It's not going to be there in your third, seventh, and 11th houses anymore. Basically, that's the trinal aspect also. So if you had any projects or things regarding these areas, those may suffer. So literally, there may be obstacles in your relationship. There may be obstacle in your communication. Be very careful in your all forms of communication, especially on the social media. So not a fantastic, not a huge time period, great time period for doing lots and lots of things with social media. Just do very limited stuff that's very powerful. And same thing with your spouse or with your business partner. There could be misunderstandings and things like that. Or if you were, let's say, planning some things together as a partner, so those may have some kind of delay. At the same time, you receive something, you give something. Jupiter will be, let me mark that. So Jupiter will actually give you blessings for the Artha Trikona. Second house, sixth house, and 10th house will flourish. A really powerful time for wealth, essentially. So this is the money transit for Scorpio. I call it money transit. Second house, these are the Artha Trikona, which means your resources. Second house is your family wealth. Sixth house is your job, profession, 9 to 5 kind of a job. 10th house is your business, your profession. And so all those will flourish. Also, this will bring better health. That's the sixth house. This will also be a good time period for expansion in your career. So think big projects, big initiatives, big things in your project, in your work, in your profession, in your company, in your business. And same thing, be a speaker. Second house is getting all the blessings. Talk about things, do webinars and things like that. So those areas will completely be activated. Next is Sagittarius Lagna, Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius ascendant. Okay, so for Sagittarius, Jupiter has been transiting through your sixth house in the sign of Taurus. And so now it will go retrograde within the sixth house from Taurus sign. Basically, it's saying, I want to give you the results of the previous sign, previous house. I forgot something. There are some additional blessings that I forgot to give you regarding your fifth house, and then trines to that. And so you will see those huge blessings regarding those areas. But your sixth house, it may suffer. You may see some setbacks or difficult phases or obstacles regarding your the Earth Trikona. So let's say you had some projects going on, or you had some things in motion. Those things you may see delays in those. And we'll discuss more specifically. At the same time, so you'll get blessings for the first house, fifth house, and ninth house. That means new opportunities or missed opportunities from the past will resurface. This is the time when Jupiter is saying, hey, reevaluate your finances, your wealth, your money, your job, your profession, all of that. So the material aspect, Jupiter is asking you to align with your spiritual progress, spiritual goals in life, with your purpose of life. Whereas it is directly going to give you blessings with respect to your children, with your father, with respect to your gurus. You can be a guru during this phase. You can start teaching or helping people. And then same thing for your romantic relationship, and your personality will blossom. You'll discover who you are. You will be very expansive as a person, as a personality. And then at the same time, good for pilgrimage, also long distance travel, especially if it is spiritually oriented. So that's what's happening. And then also positive for stock market, and positive for higher education as well. That's ninth house. Now, if you talk about the nakshatras, Jupiter will be in Mrigashira from October 9th through November 28th. After November 28th through the end of this retrograde phase, that's February 4th, Jupiter will be in Rohini Nakshatra. So the initial phase, first 1.5 months or almost 2 months until November 28th, there will be a lot of searching, because Mrigashira is connected with search and research and figuring out new ways and new opportunities, this and that. So there'll be a lot of soul searching with respect to your first house, fifth house, and ninth house, how to connect with your children, how to connect with your gurus, how, who you are, your personality, those things. You'll do a lot of soul searching, a lot of like finding out, maybe meeting new gurus or meeting other people. And then after November 28th, that's when you'll see the results, the growth, the expansion. That is Rohini. It will give you a second chance in all of these areas. It'll give you amazing opportunities that you thought you lost. And so that's the whole purpose. Jupiter is getting up from your sixth house and wants to go back to your fifth house because there's some unfinished business. So you'll get huge blessings in those areas that you thought that were never going to come, or you didn't even know about those opportunities that exist. Next is Capricorn rising, Capricorn Lagna, Capricorn ascendant. For Capricorn, Jupiter has been transiting through your fifth house in the sign of Taurus. And now it's going to be retrograde. So that means Jupiter wants to go back to your fourth house. So it's saying, hey, yes, I am traveling or transiting through your fifth house, but there is some unfinished business, something I forgot, some blessings that I still want to give you related to the previous house, the previous sign. So literally from your fifth house, Jupiter wants to go back to your fourth house and give you some additional blessings regarding that house, which is the fourth house, and trines to that. So there'll be blessings regarding your moksha trikona, your fourth house, eighth house, and your 12th house. At the same time, when you get something, you may have to give something. Jupiter is getting up from the fifth house, going to the fourth house, literally. That means there may be less, blessings, or you can say delays, obstacles regarding your the Dharma Trikona, the first house, fifth house, and ninth house. So what does that mean? So maybe if you had some good things going on with respect to your first house, fifth house, ninth house, those may pause for a little bit, or there may be obstacles. So to give you some examples, so there may be some misunderstanding or issues or confusion in your children's life or in your relationship with your children. There may be some obstacles, difficulties in your romantic relationship. There may be some misunderstanding or issues with your gurus, with your dharma, or just lack of clarity in terms of your dharmic path, your spiritual path. What is my spiritual belief? Who am I? Your personality. Those things will be an area of confusion because first house as well. So, until now, Jupiter was sitting in the fifth house, so giving you blessings of the first house, fifth house, and ninth house. But now it's going to go retrograde. That means all those blessings you were getting or you were about to get will get delayed until February 4th. Now, at the same time, huge opportunities for your moksha trikona. Great time to travel abroad, to get some, to discover some new skills, to do some deep spiritual work, figure out the secrets of the universe, all the esoteric work. That's eighth house. Discover what makes you happy, your inner happiness. That's fourth house. Maybe time to buy a bigger home, time to, look at the real estate, and also connection with the foreigners. So literally, this will be a fantastic period. The foreigners will bring gains in your life. And long distance travel, foreign travel, especially pilgrimage, those are going to be fantastic for you during this transit. Now, if we talk about the nakshatras, so Jupiter will be retrograde in the nakshatra of Mrigashira until November 28th. So from October 9th through November 28th, it'll be retrograde in Mrigashira, and after November 28th, it'll go back to the nakshatra of Rohini. Okay, so what does that mean? So until November 28th, you'll still be doing a lot of soul searching. You'll be trying to figure out, the whole theme of Mrigashira is searching. So you'll be figuring out, okay, what's my dharmic, what's my connection with the universe? What's my connection with the ancestors or other planes of existence? What makes me happy? That's fourth house. There'll be a lot of soul searching and digging and research. But then after November 20th, you'll see the real growth, your real expansion, real results. That's Rohini. You'll see blessings in those areas. You'll see good things will start to happen. You'll see the results, real tangible results after November 28th. Next is Aquarius rising, Kumbha Lagna, Aquarius Lagna, Aquarius ascendant. So for Aquarius, Jupiter has been transiting through your fourth house, basically the sign of Taurus, for a while now. And now that once it goes retrograde, that means Jupiter wants to get up and go back to your previous sign, previous house. That's the sign of Aries in your third house. So Jupiter is saying, hey, I forgot to give you some blessings around those areas of life. But at the same time, Jupiter may take away some things or obstacles or delays or some difficulties related to your moksha trikona. So fourth house, eighth house, and 12th house may suffer in the sense, let's say you thought some things were working, good things happening or results happening, all of a sudden there may be delays or obstacles. So the things may not be as good as they seem to be. So especially your connection with your mother or your mother's life in general, your inheritance may get delayed if you were expecting. The shared resources may suffer a little bit. And then foreign travel may have some difficulties or miscommunication. And then also be careful dealing with the foreigners because there could be confusion, illusion, or just your loss of finance is also possible if you're not careful, especially dealing with the foreigners. But at the same time, Jupiter is going to give you the blessings of your Kama Trikona, third house, seventh house, and 11th house. So fantastic period for you to do all sorts of, all forms of communication. Networking, that is third house. Your social media presence, your 11th house. Your connection with your partner, with your spouse, that is the seventh house. So those areas will blossom, they'll grow, and they'll give you a lot of better results. Now, in terms of timing also, the nakshatras, Jupiter will be in Mrigashira from October 9th through November 28th. Okay, so that almost 2 months period, and then after November 28th, it goes back to the Rohini nakshatra because it's moving backwards, retrograde. Okay, so what does that mean? Initial 2 months until November 28th, there'll be the focus, the theme will be research, going to the root of the matter, searching new ways of doing things, searching what makes sense, what works, what doesn't work. So there'll be lots of soul searching, there'll be lots of research around these areas, your communication, your connection with your partner, social media, what should I do, what should be my strategy, all of that. So there'll be a lot of soul searching until November 28th. Then after November 28th, you'll start seeing the results, tangible results, growth, expansion, that's all Rohini. And then also Rohini is a very artistic nakshatra. There'll be a lot of creativity and abundance and wealth and expansion in these areas of life. Next is Pisces, Lagna Pisces, ascendant Pisces, rising sign. For Pisces, Jupiter has been transiting through your third house, and now that's the sign of Taurus. Now it wants to go back to your second house with the retrograde phase. And so for Pisces, of course, Jupiter is the Lagna Lord, very, very important transit. Now, this means you may see some setbacks or obstacles or delays with respect to your third house, seventh house, and 11th house. That's because Jupiter has been sitting there, maybe already giving you blessings or was about to give you blessings, but all of a sudden it has to get up and go to the previous sign and take care of some business in the previous house, previous sign. That's your second house. So Jupiter is saying, hey, I have some blessings that I forgot to give you related to your second house, related to your sixth house, and related to your 10th house. So basically, there will be a lot of abundance and wealth and blessings in material plane. So family wealth will improve, your job will improve, your profession, your business will improve, your connection with your senior, your name and fame will grow. Also good for health. Sixth house matters will flourish. Good for speech, deliver some speeches. If you're a speaker, great time to go out and share your wisdom. And then also sixth house represents our any diseases. And so as I said, for health, it'll be better. Sixth house is also volunteer work. So this is a good time. One of the key remedies, best remedies for you is to volunteer and help other people. And now, so if you talk about the nakshatras, the Jupiter will be in Mrigashira from October 9th through November 28th. So first couple of months, there will be focus on searching and researching and figuring out the truth, going to the root of the matter, but just new ways of doing things. Or so around these areas, second house, sixth house, and 10th house, you'll be doing a lot of research, a lot of soul searching will be there. How do I accumulate wealth? How do I improve myself in my career? How do I improve in my job? Or how do I improve my health? But after November 28th, once Jupiter goes to Rohini, which represents growth and abundance and expansion, that's when you will see the real results around those areas. And so it's a good, like, initial couple of months will be the research phase, and then the next around 2.5 months will be when you'll see the results and the growth and positive changes in those areas of life. So that's the transit of Jupiter in a retrograde phase. As I mentioned in the intro, Jupiter is the Jivakaraka, extremely important to see what Jupiter is doing in the skies. And on the world stage, there could be correction in the stock market. There'll be focus on a lot of research, ethical investments, and sustainability, triple bottom line. Those things will be back. People will focus on those. And then there will be developments in food supply, agriculture. Those things will flourish. That's Jupiter in Rohini, especially retrograde phase. So if you want to learn more, if you're interested in learning astrology, Jyotish, I teach a lot of courses. You can sign up on my website, vedicastroamit.com. You can check out details. There are testimonials. Also, if you want deeper analysis based on your chart, because you also have to see your natal chart, how the planets are placed, which Mahadasha, Antardasha you're running, all of those things will modify or color these predictions, these things that we discussed in this video. So you can book a consultation on my website, vedicastroamit.com. Also consider becoming a YouTube member if you're not already, where we discuss every day where moon is, the nakshatra, the energy, what things that you should do, what things you should avoid each day. So YouTube membership is a really powerful offering. You get a lot of that out of that. And again, thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. And if you like the content, please share. Please comment. That really helps the channel a lot. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Namaste.